Died in a crash on the North Freeway.
Michelle Choi is there live near Spring Steubener. Michelle, do we know how this happened?
Guys, this is just a very unfortunate and sad situation. Deputies here on scene tell us the driver of that Ford Mustang was going the wrong way here on the North Freeway and ended up slamming into a big rig head on. Fortunately, the driver of that big rig and a passenger inside were not hurt, but the driver of this Ford Mustang was killed instantly. Now, this all happened just before 3 this morning, and you can see that this is still a very, very active scene. There is debris everywhere, guys. You can see the Ford Mustang that driver was in was literally split in half, so you can just imagine the impact there. Now, right now, all lanes have been shut down here on the North Freeway as police are investigating. They're telling us it's going to be a while before this opens up because there is spilled diesel and you saw all that debris. And Doug, of course, is going to tell you a little bit more about the other lanes that are possibly open for you guys because it is all shut down. Doug, what is going on this morning? It is a mess.
Absolutely. Hardy Toll Road, both directions. That's going to be your friend because there's actually a crash southbound on I-45 as well. Northbound, all lanes blocked. This is where Michelle was just reporting from, closer to Spring. But if you're heading southbound, another crash has you snarled as you approach the 610 loop. So if you want, you can catch the Hardy Toll Road off of Beltway 8 in either direction, and that's going to save you 20 minutes northbound and southbound. The other big story this morning is the fog. Take a look, the Katy Freeway out west of Katy. You can see dense fog, Cheetah.
Yeah, we're under a dense fog advisory right now. That dense fog advisory areas west and southwest of town, almost socked in for your Monday morning commute. Allow some extra time. Now that fog after 9 o'clock will lift, the clouds will break. A whole lot of that sunshine this afternoon builds in, and so will the mid-80s. Now fast forward to Halloween. I know a lot of you are wondering what's going on with Wednesday. Well, as the evening progresses, Wednesday night, so will the rain chances. So I'm going to show you a strong cold front coming in, guys, just in time for Halloween.
All right, Cheetah, thanks.
It's 3 minutes after 6. Tributes are pouring in this morning for the 11 victims gunned down in a Pittsburgh synagogue over the weekend.
Brandy's here now with how they're being remembered. Brandy.
Well, guys, we have some comments scrolling at the bottom of your screen. And remember, you can join that conversation too using the hashtag #PittsburghStrong. The attack's victims range in age from 54 to 97, among them 2 brothers, a married couple, a doctor, and a professor. Robert Bowers, the man accused of the attack, is charged with 29 federal counts, including a hate crime. Federal prosecutors want him to face the death penalty. He is set to make his first court appearance this afternoon. Funerals for the victims start tomorrow as people all around the country mourn them. And our Janelle Fort is live at the Jewish Community Center on South Braeswood. Janelle, how are folks being honored locally?
Well, Brandy, one of the ways was a vigil held here last night. Hundreds of people came out to honor those 11 victims who lost their lives entirely too soon. Now, that was just one of 2 vigils held here in the Houston area over the weekend. Those vigils brought out a mixture of diverse faces and people from different religious backgrounds. And despite being nearly 1,500 miles away, the people we spoke to who showed up say they showed up to send a message that violence and hate should never be tolerated.
Even though we love to say, never, never, never can we let this happen again, unfortunately we know it will. But gatherings like this send a very clear message that we will stand against evil, we will stand against hatred.
Now, powerful words from County Judge Ed Emmett. Mayor Sylvester Turner also showing up to pay his respects, and it just shows how much love and support is coming in from all over following what's being called the deadliest attack on Jews in American history. Sending it back to you guys in the studio.
Janelle, thank you. Breaking overnight, a search for survivors now after a jet crashed with nearly 200 people on board minutes after takeoff. It was a Lion Air flight. It crashed into the Java Sea in Indonesia last night. The plane was cleared to return to the airport after making that request just a couple of minutes after takeoff, but then the airline lost contact with that Boeing 737.
Your Rush Block continues with the day's other big stories, including a collision in Montrose that involved a parked police cruiser. Police say the driver wasn't paying attention and slammed into a patrol car parked on Westheimer. He also hit another car driving the other direction. The officer was not in his patrol car and no one was hurt. The former head of USA Gymnastics, Steve Penny, is due in a Texas courtroom today. Penny is accused of covering up former team Dr. Larry Nassar's sexual abuse. Walker County prosecutors say he ordered the removal of documents tied to the case at the Caroli Ranch near Huntsville. A University of Houston student has been diagnosed with tuberculosis. The school says it's contacted everyone who may have come in contact with that person. Doctors will be on campus to answer questions for students and staff today. And that is your Rush Block. Let us know what's happening in your world. Just tweet us using the hashtag HTownRush.